Hello, thank you, and I know I look shite. Well, back with another What's the Truth? Well, the truth is, on the 7th of August, Shanann Watts did finalise the divorce to Chris. They didn't, the Ruzick family kept that, right? Now, as you see the texts, they're all different. If you go back over it, if you want to go back over the real, press subscribe. Because I'm honestly, see this, you think you're about to hear something different about the case, or Chris Watts' case is never going to get opened, oh my god, or never ever going to, Nicole Kessinger's never going to get looked into either. But I'm not on about that just now. So on the 7th, in the police file, on the 7th she finalised that she was cancelling the Arizona trip. She was not going. The only reason she went was because he says, I quote, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I love you. I love the baby. I love our family. Really, Chris? Honestly? It looked like it. I'd understand if you spared your daughter's lives. I really would. Or if you took your own life and you were with them. Like, I think you should have. But anyway, honest to God, but that's what he says, and I was stressed, I messed up, but I'm fixing it. He's fixing it. Please don't leave me. Please don't cancel the trip. Go on your work. I'll be here. I'll take care of everything. And when you get back, we'll be better than ever. I promise on my life. On his life was worth utter nothing. Look what his life is. And he continued to go. He was sorry. He was changing that. The bad part was gone. So you have heard Nate saying on the security when police go in that you did hear them shouting a lot. More so recently. Now, that's probably when she cancelled the gender reveal, and I mean, it must have been stressful at 33 and 34-year-old working a paycheck. Come on, it doesn't disrespect what he done. I mean, I'm taking him out of the equation here. But Shanann was finalised it, and that's what he said back. He needed the days to think, even though it wasn't the days. And he quotes that in the police interview. If YouTube channels bigger than YouTube channels that have got the original. I was sitting out in the garden and I thought, no what, I'm going away into my spare bedroom and just let you know that she was divorcing him. and that's what he said. And she told him she was accepting it. They were over. She was agreeing to it. That's when she asked Nicole Atkinson about what she was needing news. But see, too much editing, AI, everything on YouTube now. Too much. Like I said, I used to like getting up and at first when it was the Watts, and you kinda like thinking you're seeing a figure. You're no. Do you honestly think when he handed that camera in, the FBI didn't look at that CCTV evidence? I mean, she's got motive, right? But I've got why she got to Akabafi this. I have got it in black and white, but why should I put it all out there? It wasn't for everybody to steal, like, the work that's been done on it. Things that I've had to buy to put out true facts. No utter BS. Could I have a background studio in Arena? Yeah, I can. I'm not interested in being your best friend. I'm your friend, yeah. But do I care what I look like? Do I care what the background looks like? No. I'm only here for the crime story because I'm a crime junkie. That's what he says to her. And that's when you see the text messages about the books, and you see what he does with him. And then what taunts me to the day is the evidence, the rusics, the family. The family have only hidden pictures, Celeste and Bella and Nico, and so would I. It's utter. I took them away from obviously my granddaughter's thingy, because you didn't want people imagining, but no, you understand how his trial will never be opened again, never. Doesn't matter if thousands of people came forward with new evidence, it will never get opened. And neither will Nicole Kessinger, sadly. If any new evidence came to light, because it's, as we say in Scotland, it's done and dusted. It's done and it's gone. But that's the only pictures, private messages like I've got, like the divorce. What she says to her pals about the divorce. Well, one pal. A couple of things between Nicole Atkinson, but not as much as she's told one of them. But anyway, it was the Rusicks that wanted them sealed for 50 years, no Chris Watts. It was actually when they, see if you listen to when you first see them in the court, you listen with the earbuds in, you actually hear when the solicitors are talking, that it's the Rusick family solicitor that stands up and requests the page numbers to be sealed. But in my opinion, I would have been to lawyers and had that story collapsed before it even went that far. But in saying that, I've never heard though cause he said so, and he's told that many lies before it. Anyway, it wasn't him. I thought it was him, but the granddaughter's, no, it was the So, Shanann, the 8th August, uh, sorry, it's tea time somewhere. And even in the interviews, they were interesting that we've got. Friends, co-workers, and obviously his mum and dad. I mean, you wouldn't want to think you're being was capable of doing all that. I mean, do you think he's the same Chris that they knew that left North Carolina? Definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not. I mean, this is what people didn't get to see that. See, there was a lot took down that I had kept, but I never thought it'd be took down. But it was when Frankie Ruzick Jr. had sued the armchair detective for damages because their windows were always getting panned in. I mean, I find that interesting, right? Because they're the victims, right? And yet they're always speaking out about people's obviously still trolling them, right? So why is nobody targeting the Watts? There's only one person I know that's interacted with the Watts, and I think I've watched him. He's brilliant, and he must have some proof more than what's in the uncensored. He must have somewhere to tack it on, because I didn't think anybody would do what he did. So I'm saying that this is what Shanann, the whole show, she told him when to work, what to wear, how to act, what to post, where to go. She was loud, demanding, took charge of everything. Was she really like that? I'm not slating her in any shape or form. I'm only saying what is in the uncensored interviews. That's all I'm putting out there. The uncensored interviews. I mean, I've got evidence, I've got as fact. This is no theory. If it's theory, I'll say theory. But no, that's fact. But why should I share it just now? I'm doing good on other platforms. I'd like to grow on here and like to share views the truth. That's all I'm saying. See, people, I'd rather get down to the story, let you know this is cases now, why it's never going to be looked into using. I didn't hate to explain myself why. Just trust me when I say it. If it wasn't 100%, I would be going, maybe this case is closed, is done. The Rusicks wouldn't have made much. No, they didn't. Because they had to pay for the funeral costs, solicitor costs. But bear in mind, they didn't want charity. They didn't take the furniture. They didn't want anything remembering them, which is understandable, especially the bed. But honestly, there's about 10 hours of work, and I would just bring it all out. But if you want to go back about the old things, I could. Like, I could start the story and finish it right to the end. If you want to hear it, the truth and facts and proof, then subscribe. But not until then. Anyway, then Tammy Lee and Graham Klobuchar went and interviewed is it got Greg Allure, the road boss. They went out and went right back, and he quoted, see the Jeremy and his wife, the way he tells the story about what, because he was like, they were the last people to see. I mean, even the wee boy said that you heard them saying it to the police. I could see Cece and Bella in a hole, let alone it was batteries. But when they're on that crime talk show, you couldn't have put it any better. Honestly, he was not bashing shanann. He just couldn't believe Chris was capable of doing that because of the Sunday. So calm. So, and even the t-shirt theory, I know about that too. I put out videos to see what would happen. That was, like I say, that was my opinion. But that's no the truth. That was my opinion. So anyway, we'll go on. So the boss from the dealership where they worked, right? That's where they went. She was bossy. She was too bossy to do that. She always directed him. Always said, go there, go here. Sorry guys, we even got the family in the spare room because it's really hot in Scotland, so I'm not moaning. Yeah, like I say, so that's what, I'm not finished what he said. So it goes on, but Chris now, he was quiet, passive, just did what she said. She planned every detail, every house, every money, business, kids schedules, his diet, his weight loss, even what he wrote on social media. And I do believe that. And I'm sorry, Disney deserve murder, but I do believe that. Right? Or an ex-boss wouldn't say that. People do see through the inside. See crime, you've got to look at it through two angles. Not just because I said, she said. You can't do that. You've got to have the good with the bad if you like crime. That's what I say. But that's true fact. I took a couple of these through the computer, and it's like I said, this is not my work, but I got a few quotes, and that's what the boss said. And then the friends, the co-workers, as you hear them, they did have to turn it off because it was Cece done this, Bella done that. I mean, fair enough. I wouldn't really say at 34, I would imagine at 34 that you would kind of be calming down. I understand she done it for her work. But, I mean, like it says, I've got the total evidence. And what you see, you should have been told things that he says to the FBI without, and it's no out for discovery, and it's pure petty. I don't understand that. Things like that they've no hidden the documentary. I mean, things like he's telling you had enough. You didn't get to hear his explanation to them about just like you see the interview where he's failed the polygraph. It doesn't still excuse what he done. I mean, he's a total, sorry for my language, he's a total asswipe for what he done, and actually even more on top of that for what he done. He could have spared Dave Burns' lives, but no, he didn't want the Rusiks getting them. That's how they had to go. It was not a Davy debt. I didn't think it was not a Davy maintenance or anything, but I still think Nicole Kessinger's was the mastermind. But another story, I found it weird why you would take your granddaughter's insured. But that's what the boss said to the FBI when they went back, like kind of back to her. I think it was when they went and spoke to Shanann Watts' ex-husband. She used to be king. Now, you can see that, honestly, see that house, it puts you to shame. Everything is perfect, everything's in its place, but like it says to my husband, why do you not want to hear a house that's lived in? Do we love laughter, memories? No. I mean, I'm OCD myself, but what, I mean, I get she was close to her dad. I mean, that, how did her dad never ever pull up beside and say, Shanann, are you really in serious trouble here? And I mean, how does she not tell, what gets me is, how does she not tell her parents anything about the divorce? I mean, it's not like she would be fair to be ashamed. So, but she finalised it, and that's what the boss must have been from, what was the two of them were there? Was it the dealership? But that's what the man's name was, and that's what he said. She controlled everything. Then he tells the FBI, which I don't think I've not seen it in the Discovery when I read it when it first came out. I never seen it in the censored ones. She controlled every part of my life, every dollar, every minute, every second, every decision. I felt like I had no voice, no freedom. I wish I just I was just doing what she told me. The worst thing Shanann ever said before going away was divorce, because see that gave, I didn't think it was anything to do with he's got the taste of being freedom. The worst thing she ever done was left for 5 weeks. Worst thing. I mean, if her marriage was that bad, and it must have been, man, I didn't believe it just happened when he just went to North Carolina for that week. I didn't believe, because why would you give somebody divorce in a matter of a couple of days? What, because she didn't get sex? that couple of nights. I mean, that's what taunts me as well. See if my daughter had things like that on her phone. I couldn't. I honestly couldn't. But everybody to their own. But that was the worst thing she ever said. When she said to about if they didn't sort things out when she come back from Arizona on the Monday, if things weren't then she was going to another state. The house was already. That's how Chris was able to see how you see on the estate agent, and she goes, I usually talk with Shanann. It's because Shanann had already had the house up for sale. That's why you see where on Chris's phone when he's texting and she says, I usually talk to Shanann. Because they were already putting the house up for sale. But what gets me is, why did Shanann supposedly had lupus? I mean, her dad did say that from a kid that he had been taking her to all kinds of places because she had migraines. And apparently it appeared to be lupus, and she was high risk pregnancy, right? But see, lupus, it doesn't stop you from conceiving or that. Your kidneys and that are affected. Shanann was healthy. I mean, are these free products? I mean, we didn't need electricity, we didn't need to worry about our taxes and things like that. I mean, that's just so crazy. I mean, did her parents no see that she had a habit for spending money? That's what got her killed. That is what got her killed. Now, in Mez, that bit Chris said to the FBI should be in the discovery. About, no, just what I said. Just other things as well. But if you want to hear more about it, just let us know. I've got all the Cadle books. I don't like the Christopher Fee letter too much. God. I mean, I'm a Catholic, but you'll never hear me praying or I promise you. Me, you will hear the truth and none but the truth. If it's a theory, I will say theory. If it's maybe not my work, I'll thank the person. But my channel is about my granddaughter's work. She has studied this case for 18 months. 18 months. And that is with the real evidence. So we find out next year what A levels she gets. And to be honest, see some YouTubers and that think they take Shanann a wee bit. If I was, put it this way, if I was the wife, I'd be like that. You share your no. I mean, I share pictures daily of Bella, Shanann, Chris, because he loved the kids, and you do see it. That's what gets me. Do I think she's maybe went in and said something? Only Chris knows. Chris now really thinks Jesus put him there. And he's the victim. I mean, he told his mum and dad the truth. After the court case, and he did, says he done it. They didn't want to believe that. Sad. But people kind of say, you can't, please don't go out. I would walk out a hot coals, take a bullet, kill me before my grandkids do. I would. Because when you're a mum, you become good at that. And then the next thing is, you're a good gran. And then your kids and you're a gran. If you're a grandparent and you're a and you're a mother, right? Please take this into consideration, right? Before you can go, definitely, right? Would you remember the son that left North Carolina, like the picture you see when the land back in Colorado, where he's got the big green bag? To think Sandy asked her to stay. To think Shanann only went back because of Bella's school. Not just because of that, but other things too. But like I said, this is a true crime. And then I would like to move on to another true crime as well that I've been into as well. But I've got to get my facts right before I start ranting. But as I said, I thought I would do a quick update about the divorce, because it was kind of sitting in the garden yesterday, and I thought, then the sun, so I thought, no what, I'll just go into my spare bedroom. Yes, where I do my ironing, my a woman's daily routine. A man wouldn't get it. But please remember, and share. And thank you to the people who have been sharing. I appreciate that. And I appreciate the people who have stayed to watch. It's getting higher. I've noticed that America's starting to notice it higher. So thank you. Thank you, Germany. So I love yous and leave yous. I just thought I would do an update. Like I said, it wasn't planned on doing this today, as you can see. But that's what gave him the motive when she went away. And to be truthful, what he said that to the FBI, and he did said that to Cheryl Cader in a letter too. That's why, that's what he gave him the mayor. He was going to do it. He knew he was going to do it. Because she was just always, I mean, she couldn't have known about the Anadarko cards. That's, I've always said that. If she knew about the Anadarko cards, right, do you not think she would have been wondering how he wasn't getting awarded when Chris was seemingly the top guy? Everybody leaned on him. So I don't think she knew about the Anadarko cards. I think he's kept them hush-hush because he didn't get money. They were living from paycheck to paycheck. They were only, he was only 33 and ruined his life rather than get a divorce, rather than walk away. He didn't get to pay child maintenance. Well, he didn't in Scotland unless the mother or father does something about it. Yeah, but no, technicality, no. A parent could walk away and it's not right. But it's what they can do. But every single day for 6 years, he says, I got tired of being told what to do, tired of her yelling at me, just physically every single thing. She was on my case. So the key fact to that is we're all human. We've all got, like it says, I quite believe Chris could have been a good guy if he'd met somebody, well, or somebody like Nicole. He didn't care about the fancy furniture, the fancy. He hated that purple colour. He didn't get to say. I'm not saying anything about shanann. I'm just saying he didn't get to say hang a picture up. He didn't get to pick a brick and said I was the one that signed the money, or she wouldn't have had the house. So it does make you wonder. I mean, this bag of money, it never gets spoke about either. Because, I mean, what were they ransacking? They were definitely ransacking that office. And I don't know what's in the Discovery one, I go read the facts. But the one that I've got, even the police thought the office had been ransacked. I mean, like I said, there is like something. It's nothing big that they're hiding. It's only private pictures, videos, and text messages that was sent between half the 8th. Just certain text messages were took out. Basically, what I was said is, I didn't think it's right. The Watts lost a son, right, because he ruined his whole entire life. He loves everybody talks about him. He loves it. And he says it. That's what he says to this day. He loves it. So, that's why I would like to go on to get this done. Get what you want to know. Just want to go over everything. Fair enough, because I get it. Some people are just starting this case now and willing to do whatever you want, but on the divorce, that wasn't new. That was there. And I've read that in black and white. That was the worst thing she could have ever said to him before. But in saying that, she wasn't going to Arizona either. But it was Nicole Atkinson. It was saying go. And like I've read out what he says, I don't know what's in the thingy Discovery. I didn't read theories, I read facts. I didn't believe a thing on really YouTube anymore, because he's never going to tell you. Never. The only person that's really got close to him was Dylan Tallman. And he even tried to tell the police that there's 4 people that came forward and they've been asked if they would take a lie detector, and nobody's ever went. And I'll tell you now, the case isn't going to get opened. Never. Chris Watts' case is done. I'm sorry to say that, it is. Nicole Kessinger, it is unfair. She's walked away from this. I do believe she was the brains in this. But like I said, I'll prove to you why her phone was not anywhere near the Watts residence. And because you see somebody walking out the garage, your brains kind of believe what you want to see. That's what I'm saying, it's Chris Watts. And you do see Celeste, but she's kind of carried lowered, so you kind of don't see it. But do you honestly think the police didn't extra large that? I mean, you heard Tammy Lee, I mean, she gave away too much, but there wasn't that much to give away. And I'm being honest with you, it wasn't. Like Frank telling the YouTuber, they'll never get the truth, they'll take it to my grave. Well, the truth about what, Frank? What, the t-shirt theory? I ken about that. I love just sitting and letting people think that they were actually there that night. That's how uh, I become a person like this. I'm Scottish. Uh, if I've got time to upload videos, I'll do it. But mine's is now, mine's is the truth. Other ones that I had out, not from yesterday's videos, the ones from days before, that was just trying to get the viewers in just about the what's case. And I don't really need people leaving negative feedbacks, right? I mean, the case is never going to go opened. I'd love it. Nicole Kessinger knows she's walked away from this, but Shanann did say before she left the divorce that if he didn't read that book, that was what was on his phone for her from Arizona Airport. If he didn't read that, she just landed. If he didn't read the book, then she came back, she was leaving with the kids, and then that gave him motive for people to think about him as a father. It just gave him better motive to say that's no way I wanted. But he didn't care about these big parties, and he hated being on live Facebook and things like that. I mean, could you really imagine how small he must have really felt though at times? But like when you see him starting to now, I want to put a theory actually. I want to put a fact. See when he sends the doll, right? Like it says now, Chris actually had been thinking about killing Shanann a lot longer than he maintains, right? He told the FBI that. Don't know if it's in the Hanging Discovery, but I've got it. And he tells them because she's controlled them for 6 years, he wasn't allowed to snack if she said no. He wasn't allowed to drink if it wasn't this. Anyway, that's what sadly led to this horrific crime. He's got the taste of it with Nicole Kessinger, and do I think she was involved? No. He didn't have sex either. What I think he's done is basically what he's telling Cheryl and Caleb. That's the truth of it. Because it does add up with what I've got. And what Cheryl and Caleb's opinion was when he stamped on their heads, yes he did. That's why the Rusiks have got that. That's the only thing on the autopsy. Nothing's hidden on Shanann's. On the girls, yes. Because obviously 8-inch, come on in. But that's what he says. And later said she shouldn't absolutely. But I mean, she thought Chris was this man that laid back, didn't have backbone, which he should have. I think the other, Shanann's other husband, I can't remember his name now, but her other husband says that she knew what she wanted in life, blah blah blah. He never spoke bad of her, but he had never seen her for 2009 because they had an insurance policy together. So it makes me think, what's that insurance policy? Because he got his half sorted, so where did her half go? I mean, obviously I know you pay. I mean, like I says, I just find it hard how you tell your grandchildren, and sure, I do. Maybe it's another thing that I've missed. Well, I've only been a grand for 16 years, so sorry, telling a lie, I've only been a grand. Sorry, darling, I forgot. Yeah, 17. I maybe missed something, but that's what's led to this. And it's gave him the time, like, the parents, Bella wanted the cold pizza, apparently, so it wasn't to Chris. Even though he had grilled chicken with Nicole on the Saturday, pie and the cookies, beans that on the Sunday. But if you just want to know more, just drop us a link. And everyone, have a good and safe day. And I love you all. Goodbye.